Next, non-performing assets. Non-performing assets are those assets. A loan overdue for a period of more than 90 days is called NPA. We will designate a loan as non-performing assets only when it gone unpaid for a period more than 90 days, that is 3 months. If any installment of any loans gone unpaid more than 3 months, more than 3 months, then it becomes NPA, non-performing asset, non-performing asset. So it takes time. It's not banks are directly designating a loan as NPA. There is a procedure. Standard assets. These are some terminologies related with NPAs. Just by heart it or understand it, because UPSC can ask questions like substandard assets is related with doubtful assets term, what it means, or just following. So UPSC can ask these kinds of questions. Standard assets. If a borrower repaying the principal and interest in a timely manner, if a borrower repaying the principal and interest in a timely manner, then those assets, those loans are known as standard assets. Standard asset. So first thing, standard assets, timely repayment, no dues. Standard. I took 10 lakh rupees and 10,000 rupees is my EMI and I am paying it every month. Even for the last month too, I never take time or left it. So this is standard assets, repaying correctly. So no dues, zero dues. Then substandard assets. Substandard assets, I repaid the loan for last 3 years, but for the last 1 year I am not paying. Last 3 years I repaid it. For the last 1 year I never paid. So that's substandard assets. That is what substandard asset. Non-paid for 12 months or 1 year. Non-paid for 12 months or 1 year. That is what substandard asset is. And third, doubtful assets. Doubtful assets. Substandard for 12 months. Those took a loan and repaid for 3 years. Last 1 year I didn't pay it, and banks designated it as substandard, and last 1 year also it is remaining substandard. That means I paid 3 years. For last 2 years I am not paying. Last 2 years I am not paying. So that's what is doubtful assets. For 24 months, if unpaid for 24 months, then it is doubtful assets. Substandard for 12 months means not paid for 24 months. That it becomes substandard if it never paid 1 year. Then doubtful if never paid 2 years. Loss asset. Next, loss asset. Loss asset declares that given doubtful assets has little or no salvage value. If it becomes doubtful assets, banks will start the procedure to reclaim it through insolvency. Banks will took it to an auction. The collateral of the loan banks will took it to an auction. If this will not get back the amount that banks owes, that banks have to get, then those assets are known as loss assets. Declares that given doubtful assets has little or no salvageable value. Little or no salvageable value or sale value. If the collateral sold, banks will not get much. Then that is what loss asset. Loss asset. And loan written off. Loan is written off from the asset side of the balance sheet. After a particular period, then banks will decide that it's not going to get back the loan. The borrower will never repay the loan. Then what bank do? Using the profit they earned, they will return off the assets. Why they are return offing? Like I said, asset side and balance sheet, asset side and liability side of the balance sheet should be equal. Asset side and liability side of balance sheet should be equal. Liability side, this profits will comes into the liability side. Why? Because the profit is liability of banks to their shareholders. So using this profit, a part of profit, that if the loan amount is 10 lakh rupees, then using the 10 lakh worth rupees of profit, deducting this 10 lakh rupees from the total profit of banks, what banks will do? Banks will return off this unpaid loan after a period. That's what loan return off. What happen? What will be the consequence? The profit will decrease. If 100 crore is the profit of a bank and 10 crore worth assets or a loan, they have to return off. What they do? They use this 10 crore out of this 100 crore and return off it. So then the profit of banks will deduce into 90 crore. So that's what happened in the case of written offing, write-off. Loan is written off from the asset side of the balance sheet. So this will be shown in the asset side and it will return off.